Hi, I'm Stefan and I've been a member of 4Networking since October 2007. And in the time that I've been a member, I've been to over 750 4Networking breakfast, lunch and evening meetings around the UK. Actually, I used to be Freestone lighter than I am now. I really wish that was a joke. Now, I may be talking to you though, and you might not have been to a 4Networking meeting yet. You might have seen one of the 4Networking leaflets, and in fact, if you flip that over, it's got the meeting format described on the back, but I'm just going to spend a couple of minutes now describing it in a bit more detail so that you're fully prepared to go to a meeting. And one of the fantastic things about 4N, which I really fell in love with at the beginning, is that no matter where you go to a meeting, wherever in the UK or indeed Australia, and whether you go breakfast, lunch or evening, every meeting runs to the same format. So once you've got used to it once, you'll be used to it wherever you go in the country, whatever time of the day that you go. So if you go to a breakfast meeting, the meeting starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. If you go to a lunchtime meeting, it starts at 12. And if you go to an evening meeting, it starts at 6. I won't explain the rest of the timings, but I'll just explain exactly what happens in each segment of the meeting. And in fact, even though the formal part of the meeting, which is very informal, even though that doesn't start until about half an hour in, I really strongly recommend you get there when the meeting opens. That's how you'll get the most out of it. Because the first half an hour, once again, whether it's breakfast, lunch or evening, the format's the same. The first half an hour is open networking. What does that actually mean? This is when you're going and chatting to existing members, to new members. You've got the opportunity to get to know a little bit more about people before you sit down, because after about half an hour of open networking, you sit down for breakfast, lunch or dinner. But you don't just eat. You don't just eat and chat to people. During the food part of the meeting, we also have the 40 seconds round. This is where you get the opportunity to stand up in front of everyone else and explain a little bit about your business. I'm going to spend a lot more time in another video talking about the 40 seconds and how to get the most out of it, but everyone, member or visitor, gets that opportunity to present their business. Usually, when we've gone around the table and done the 40 seconds, it's taken about half an hour, that's how our timings work, and then it's time to take a break. It's not just an opportunity to grab a fresh coffee, although that's what most people do. This is where you set up your free one-to-one appointments. That gets explained in the meeting. I'll explain it a little bit more, but it's that break, grab a fresh coffee and set up your free one-to-one appointments. When you sit back down again, usually the tables have been cleared from breakfast, lunch or dinner, you sit back down again for what 4Networking call the foresight, which is the 10 or 15 minute-ish presentation from a 4Networking member. You get the opportunity to sit back and listen to some education or interesting views from another member. Once you've listened to the foresight and had another cup of coffee or tea, then in the last half hour of the meeting, this is where the free 10-minute one-to-ones take place. You'll be moved on when 10 minutes is up. You don't need to keep an eye on the timing yourself, and everyone will have written down 1, 2 and 3 on their business cards, so you'll know exactly who you're having a one-to-one with. And in fact, all of this is explained during the 4Networking script. The script is really important because even though each meeting around the country follows exactly the same format, every 4Networking meeting that you attend will have a mixture of local regular members, passporting members visiting from other groups, and new visitors as well. So the script and the format of the meeting helps us to keep everything on time so that you can get back to work where we're finished. Although, my biggest tip for getting the most out of your 4Networking meetings is turn up when it starts so you get the maximum opportunity for networking with other people, and also don't rush off at the end. Unless you've got something really pressing to do, allow yourself a little bit of time so that you can extend that one-to-one that was going really well. Thanks ever so much for watching.